Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Puckn Pod. My name is Joe.
My name is Brandon.
And I'm Paul.
A little bit of a delay because we're all recording remotely today. Gentlemen, it's going to be a fun one. This is going to be a challenge for us, I think. We've never tried to do a podcast this way before, but hopefully this works out.
It's one of those situations where we're getting into the season where you're going to have a lot of guys that, you know, they could probably record like this, but we may not be able to all get together. Just we don't want to get each other sick. You know, there's lots going on. I mean, there might be some times where we sound a little funny, but it's we're making it work. We're going to do it.
Please,
yeah, absolutely.
God, no COVID 2.0, please.
No COVID
please.
2.0. Well, I mean, I think that might be what's plaguing the NHL this year. I feel like that is probably the biggest issue we're currently dealing with in the NHL. Our teams, both of our teams, really all three of our teams are struggling big time this year. I mean, Paul, your team destroyed my team the other night, but we can talk about that another time. What is happening in the NHL with all these injuries?
There's something in the water. There is something in the water. It doesn't seem to end. Even every single game you watch, someone blocks a shot and you just go, "Oh, they're out. They're going to be gone the rest of the year." Yeah. You know, Jake McCabe, for example, took one in the chops the other night. I figured he's either going to be wearing a basket for a while or a cage, or he's out. Like it looked brutal, like right in the cheek.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seems like every single play in every single game, there's something going on where someone's falling down awkwardly, or there's a bad check, or I don't know.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's
that
been,
weird
it's
situation.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say a couple of weeks ago when the Leafs were playing Carolina and they got into that fight where Bobby McMahon was fighting and the player slipped down and his hand went right across the back of Nick Robertson's skate and he had to have surgery on his hand.
Yeah.
Like, what a freak accident. How does that even happen?
Wow.
Yeah, and you think about the incident with Jack Hughes where he was literally having dinner at a restaurant and cut his hand with a steak knife, and he's out for like 2 weeks.
At minimum, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There was another NHL player the other day. I can't remember who it was. They had a barbecue incident. They burned themselves. Like, what? Maybe these guys should live in bubbles or something.
Or at least live safer lives.
Maybe it's the aliens. You know, 3-Eye Atlas just came by at the Earth here, so, you know, it could be the aliens are beaming down some sort of injury bug.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It was Luosterainen from the Panthers. That's who the player was. He burns from a barbecue accident. That's crazy.
Wow. It is crazy. It's really crazy.
I guess in Florida you can barbecue all year long. So,
what's that like? I wonder.
You can here too, but you're wearing a parka while you do it.
This is true. Yeah. Paul, let's talk a little bit about let's talk a little bit about the Flames in particular with their woes that they've got this season. To be fair, the Flames weren't expected to be like a playoff contender this year, right? I mean, they surprised everybody with just barely missing the playoffs last year. We're looking at a situation now, though, where there's a lot of talk of people being traded, right? We're talking about Kadri. We're talking about Rasmus Andersson. Like, what do you think will be the outcome of the Flames this year after everything's said and done with all these injuries and everything we're dealing with?
Well, it's like I said last episode, right? They exceeded expectations. 1 point from the playoffs, where they were expected to be a bottom 5 team. The fact that they were a fringe bubble team was very unexpected. So it probably is that, you know, they had a great start and good kind of mid-season, but not the greatest finish to the season, where they kind of exceeded expectations. I guess this is more of the real Flames that we're seeing, like the reality. Probably tearing more of it down. Like, it's good that they've got some of their young pieces signed long-term, but you know, you got UFAs and Rasmus Andersson. You got a guy like Kadri who does got trade value. Tear it down a little further if you're going to be at the bottom of the league this year. You know, Gavin McKenna could be within reach. Obviously, it's a lottery system, so we're not kind of in a situation where it's a guarantee, but maybe start tearing it down so that couple of years, maybe you'll be one of the best teams in the league, like Chicago's on its way to do.
They definitely are. And I mean, even Anaheim is looking really impressive this year.
Yeah.
San Jose, same situation.
That's right. Moving on from the Flames, I mean, Brando, the Leafs, they're struggling, man. They're struggling. What is going on with that team?
It's just watching them day in and day out. You nothing is changing, and I mean, I don't know. It's never been more obvious to me how slow the team is. Based on the systems they have and the players they have, it is the biggest glaring issue that I think that they have. Is Berube expects them to dump the puck in, gain center, dump the puck in, go and get it. Nobody's fast enough to go get it, so it's basically just turning the puck over to the other team every single time.
Yeah,
every time.
And they're not learning from their mistakes too, right?
No. I was watching the game tonight, and Berube sits there and goes, well, you just got to get in there and dig. You got to get it, like, circa McDavid 2 years ago. Yeah. But it's like, if the guy can only skate so fast, man, you got to work something else out here. You got to you've got to maybe have a mix of dump and chase and possession, and they don't. And their dump and chase is just dump and turnover. There's no chasing. So, and I really think it's the speed and the puck moving ability from the defenseman on the back end. They're always looking for a stretch pass. They're moving. They're standing still, and it's scouted, and it's like I said, it's a turnover constantly. And I just don't understand it. Something has to change, and it's not. And it's just you're watching the same thing over and over again. It's like you're in Groundhog Day. It really is.
Well,
the definition of insanity.
And you wonder too, like, there's got to be a breaking point, right? Like, right, when I compare with what the Canucks are going through right now, it seems to me like the breaking point is kind of approaching with them, where there's so much talk of like, let's get rid of the veterans and let's start fresh and see if we can start young and make this team better eventually. Like, I think there's a sort of sense of like, maybe we're not going to make the playoffs this year. And that's sort of the panic button, right, with what's happening with the Canucks. But is there a breaking point for the Leafs at some point where it feels like maybe they'll do something to improve?
I thought it was going to be last Saturday.
Yeah. I'd say at this point they're at a breaking point. People are going to start losing their jobs.
I honestly, Paul, after that game Saturday against Montreal, it may be the worst game I've seen in a decade from this team, start to finish. The second period was absolutely abysmal. I think the shots were 18-3 in the second period for Montreal. And Montreal had just lost 6 games in a row, by the way, coming in. And like the thing that's baffling me right now is the Flames, the Canucks, and the Leafs are all within 3 points of each other, right at the bottom of the standings. The Flames and the Canucks have announced to the rest of the world that, hey, we're open for business. Yet, Toronto, hello, woo, over here, bottom of the Atlantic, just like the Titanic.
I wonder if any of that is sort of identity crisis for them, where they still think they're the contender that they were last year, but they're just struggling to figure it out. And they're thinking to themselves, like, we're going to get over this hump at some point.
Well, they're waiting for players to come back. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
They've got 3 regulars back in the lineup tonight, and they haven't scored a goal through 2 periods. So, I don't know.
Like, it's one of those things, like, it seems like nobody's buying into the system anymore. Like, Berube set up a good defensive system last year, and everyone seems to kind of just be twiddling their thumbs and twaddling along. Like, it's one of the biggest markets in the world. Everyone's going to have your eyes on it. If you're going to play like you're in Junior B, then everyone's going to like turn on you. And that's exactly what's going on. Like, they're talking about trades and all that. I don't think trades are going to fix anything. There's something else going on, and where I think the culture, they talked about culture for like a decade with the Leafs, and the culture now seems to be let's not work too hard because we're loved anyways. I don't know. I couldn't tell you what's going on, but I won't be surprised after, if we get close to the trade deadline that Treliving, Berube, and all of them have lost their jobs if they're still at the bottom of the standings.
Yeah,
I mean they're 1-6. I was just going to say they're 1-6 on the road right now, and they've got a stretch here where I think they play 6 consecutive games on the road. And I mean, if I would say the breaking point, like the real breaking point, would be if they don't have a 500+ record on this road trip, something's got to change.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing we're kind of looking at. It's so funny this talking point with the Canucks specifically, with the way they're losing. It's not just the fact that they're losing, but it's the way they're losing. And they go on this like moment where it's like one game they play really well and win the game. They might play 40 minutes, 45 minutes out of 60 minutes and still eke out a win. And then there's some sort of hope. And then they play a game the next day and all of a sudden they lose 8-1. It's just like, it feels like there's one step forward, 6 steps back. You know, that's what this season feels like. And so the big talking point specifically with the way this team is going is not so much that fans are angry anymore. Fans are sick of being angry. They're done with it. Right now, we're just apathetic. We're at this point, it's like, whatever, man. You know, I think you're going to start seeing, you know, like ticket sales drop. That's where it's really going to start affecting the team.
Yeah, and I mean, I can't believe we're saying this a quarter of the way through the season, and we're all this frustrated a quarter of the way through the season. But it's not like bad records before. It's not like your 500 team after 20 games and you know, there's generally a sense where in the games you're watching, there's ups and there's downs. Right now, from a Toronto's perspective, it's just down. There's really not any positive. In the last 7 games, they're 1-6. Maybe like 1-5-1. I think they lost 1 game in overtime. The only game they won was against the St. Louis Blues, man.
Yeah.
Like, for context, they're bad. Like, real bad.
Yes.
So.
And it went to overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And,
oh,
and,
my Lord in heaven.
And you know what? And that's kind of the way you have to look at it. Like, something's got to give. Something's got to change. You know, when it comes to the Canucks, like my thought process here is, you know, when we lose the game to the Calgary, which, by the way, Paul, I pointed this out to you in our group chat. It wasn't just the fact that Vancouver didn't play well. Calgary did play well. And I think that was the part that is kind of missing from that whole thing. But it was because of that game that they came out and said, we're going to make some changes here. Like, this isn't working. And now there's all these rumors of you know, veterans being traded away. We're looking at the possibility of Kiefer Sherwood playing on a different team, the possibility of Connor Garland playing on a different team, you know, Derek Forbort, all these different players who have the potential of being moved to make us younger. And you know what? That probably means Vancouver is not making the playoffs this year. I know I said at the end of, I think it was last episode, that I guarantee you Vancouver makes the playoffs. Well, you know, after all this is said and done, it sounds like that's not going to happen now.
Well, you've probably seen the rumors of Matthew Nyes being traded for Quinn Hughes, right?
Yeah, I've heard literally everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. But yes, no, I mean, the rumors are all over the place about Quinn Hughes going places. By what it sounds like, they're not going to trade Quinn Hughes unless it absolutely has to happen, which means he goes to them and says, I don't think I'm re-signing here, guys.
Well, I mean, load up a dump truck then if that's the case. But, you know, I don't know. I mean, I wish Brad Treliving had Alvin's number to call about Kiefer Sherwood, that's for sure. If I'm being honest with you. But at the same time,
Connor
you know,
Garland, too. You got Dakota Joshua over there. The guy he played best with was Connor Garland.
We'll send him back.
Yeah, well, Dakota Joshua's in the press box, so I don't think
that's right. He's not playing tonight.
We're not discussing that right now. But one thing that we haven't really mentioned is how bad the Predators are too, and some of the people in their lineup that could be looking to go elsewhere. They said that last year too, and nothing happened. But I mean, Stamkos, O'Reilly, the Leafs had talked about possibly trying to trade back for Michael Bunting. You know, maybe a Michelli for Bunting situation or something like that if salary will work. Mm-hmm. But it's like there's several teams that need shakeups. Several. And by the way, Edmonton Oilers, wow.
Yeah. I was literally I was on Twitter earlier today talking to your buddy Mike, and I said to him, I was like, this is a backwards year, man. This is such a backwards year. Like, Edmonton was supposed to be, just as good as they were last year, if not a little bit worse, but they weren't supposed to be as bad as they have been, this year. And now there's all this talk of them trading for Binnington, which would send Stuart Skinner back to St. Louis, and then they would send, I can't remember, there was another like decent player coming back to Edmonton, as well as Bouchard. So it'd be like D and a goalie for a D and a
Dylan
goalie.
Holloway?
Yeah, no, it wasn't. I don't think it was Dylan Holloway, but I can't remember who it was. That would be funny though.
That would be hilarious.
But I can't see St. Louis giving up on Holloway either, the way he's been playing for them.
Jeff Skinner talked a couple weeks ago about wanting to play on Team Canada. Mm-hmm. Buddy, you can't even play on Grand
Stuart
Rapids.
Skinner. That's Stuart Skinner. Yeah,
or Stuart Skinner. Sorry, what did I say? Jeff? Did I say Jeff?
Yeah, you said Jeff. Yeah,
the $9 million
Jeff,
man.
Yeah.
Wait, Jeff.
No
put the pads on, Jeff. You might be all right, buddy.
Might be better than the other Stuart. Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, gentlemen. I mean, it's definitely a rough time right now in the NHL. I feel like, as a fan, more confused than ever.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Understatement. That's an understatement.
Yeah, for sure.
I was just saying to Paul before we started recording, like, they showed the standings, and I mean, I know where they are in the standings, but to actually like physically look at them, you're just like, it has been a decade probably since I've seen the Leafs in that position this late in the year. And I mean, again, I know we're only 25-30% done, and lots could change. It's just not looking like it's going to. So seeing that it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
And it makes you wonder, though, at what point does it drop off for teams like Anaheim, who are playing so well right now, or Chicago, for example? Like, is there a threshold for them to kind of reach their peak and then start, playing worse, or bad teams playing better, for that matter? But it's definitely an interesting time of year. We haven't seen things this bad before for teams this good, and it's kind of scary.
Yeah, like it's good to see some teams improving. Like Chicago, obviously, they've been kind of tanking it for a while here because they wanted to get Bedard and kind of improve their team through the draft. So it's good to see them improving, but obviously at the cost of teams that we love, right? Like I wouldn't have expected the Canucks to be at the bottom league, near the bottom league. I definitely would not have expected the Leafs. Marner was obviously a bit of a polarizing player for the Leafs, right? He was obviously a great player. He's a star player in the league, one of the top 3 probably right wingers in the league. I just didn't expect for them to be so lost without him, right? Like he did play in every position, every situation. But for the team to kind of almost, they seem lost. And I don't know that it's Berube. I can't figure it out at all.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's good to see, I guess, some of the other teams on the up and up. If our teams are gonna basically give up on the season, and I'd say by the end of January, if neither the Canucks or the Leafs have done any improvements, it is kind of a lost season at that point.
Yeah. I say all Canuck fans and Leaf fans get together and we just have a pity party.
Good luck with that, but maybe.
When I look at the standings, one of the saddest things I'm seeing right now is that the Buffalo Sabres are ahead of the Leafs in the standings.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to say that because I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're fully... Go ahead, Brandon.
I don't think Marner leaving is the issue. I don't. I really think it has nothing to do with it, to be honest with you. Just because it's every single thing that they're doing, they're failing at. It's not just one thing or a couple of things. Their penalty kill has actually been okay. They're like 14 out of their last 15 penalty kills, as one example, as a positive point, if you can do that. So I really don't think Marner leaving. I think it's more of a coincidence than it is anything. I'm sure there'll be lots of people that want to play that narrative, but I really don't think that's the case. Even in Vegas, I mean, he's got a couple of goals and a whole bunch of assists, but really, it's not like he's necessarily taking over games either. He cost them a win the other night on a terrible giveaway in overtime. Oh, it was really bad, really bad. So I mean,
bad.
He's not flawless either. Max Domi bad. Yeah. Ooh. I think actually, Paul, I think it was worse. I do think it was worse.
And I mean, honestly, it's hard to blame one specific player for the lack of production in a team. Like, it's not, it's not just the fact that he's not with them anymore. He's not setting up plays, that kind of thing. What's happening, what it seems to be happening, is that it's a sort of an all around, guys are lost out there,
Well, again, scoring isn't really the issue with Toronto. I can't say that's necessarily the case with Vancouver and Calgary, but for Toronto, their scoring's not the problem. They're middle of the pack to above average as far as scoring goes. It's the other side. It's the letting in the goals that's bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Just watching, I'm watching a bit of this game right now, and they can't get through the neutral zone. They're stretching out their players, and it's not working. And all the other team has to do is put 2 or 3 players in the neutral zone, and the play's over. It's done. Yeah. Because if they dump it at that point, the defenseman just turn around. Like, you've got probably the best defenseman in the league. No offense, Joe. Arguably the best defenseman in the league in Zach Werenski on the Columbus Blue Jackets right now, and the guy just skates effortlessly. He's all over the ice, and it's actually annoying. It's kind of like watching Quinn Hughes play. It's like, why not me? Why not us? You know?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, it makes complete sense. I mean, really, what we're looking at is just it's a breakdown of a team, right? Like, it's ultimately what it comes down to. And I mean, that's what we've seen in Vancouver. We've seen a team break down so much that their president of hockey ops has gone out publicly and said it's a fire sale. We're doing what we can to get younger, and I think the playoff picture is no longer a thing this year. And so we as fans now have to prepare for that and kind of see how the season plays out. I'd love to be pleasantly surprised and have them come out and start winning again, but I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, I keep thinking that's going to be the case as specifically if Toronto gets healthier or when they get healthier, especially on the back end. But I mean, like I said, they've got 3 regulars back in their lineup tonight in Nick Waugh, Matthew Nyes, and Austin Matthews, their captain. Mm-hmm. This is there's nothing going on in this game. Nothing.
That's tough. That's tough. Absolutely. Well, let's talk about something positive here, gentlemen. The Toronto Blue Jays, they signed a player today. Let's talk about it.
Today, yes. Let's do that.
So, Mr. Right-hander Dylan Cease signed 7 years, $210 million with the Blue Jays.
So, right-handed
second biggest contract in Blue Jays history.
Yeah, and I mean, from what I'm hearing, and again, this is coming from me, so I don't know a lot, but what I'm hearing is that this is one of the most sought after pitchers in the free agency market, right?
Yeah.
He has the most strikeouts out of any starting pitcher out of the last 5 seasons. And do you guys know what the WAR stat is? Their WAR rating?
Wins against runs? No. Wins against what? What is the R?
Replacement. Wins against replacement. Yeah. So just as a quick, I'll give you a little bit of a rundown here. This is from, I don't know what website, ESPN. WAR measures a player's value in all facets of the game by deciphering how many more wins he's worth than a replacement level player at the same position. For example, if a shortstop and a first baseman offer the same overall production, the shortstop will have a better WAR rating because his position sees a lower level of production from replacement level players. For pitchers, as an example, different WAR computations use either RA9 or FIP. I don't really know what that means. Those numbers are adjusted for league and ballpark. So then, using the league averages, it is determined how many wins the pitcher was worth based on those numbers and his innings pitched total. And my point to that specific stat is that over the last 5 seasons, there's 3 pitchers that are better, and that's Tarek Skubal, Max Fried, and Framber Valdez. So, I mean, that's pretty good company, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, and there's talks about Framber being traded this offseason as well. Obviously getting Dylan Cease, you don't have to worry about making that kind of a deal now. You can still hold on to your prospects and develop them. With the Blue Jays obviously being, a World Series contender now. The fact that they made the World Series this year, I'd say more likely to see some prospects starting to go because they've kind of solidified their lineup. Who knows? Maybe a guy like Framber Valdez will be on the Blue Jays as well in the future.
That would be nice. That would be nice.
goodness.
I mean, they were a run away.
I guess, yeah. I guess they're going to shut down ideally they're going to shut down teams scoring against them, but they still have to put runs on the board, so everything still has to click on that side too. Yeah.
Well, they're talking about Kyle Tucker, right, in regards to him being possibly signed as well.
I mean, and we still don't know what's happening with Bo.
Yeah.
Big Bo Bichette.
So that's going to be a big ball to drop as well whenever that takes place. But I mean,
now, do these signings usually take, a few weeks to complete, or is this kind of a quick process in the major leagues?
I don't think they can sign players until the new year. As far as I know, it's right now. It's basically discussions and negotiations that they can do while the winter meetings are happening.
Okay. All right. Well,
do you mean free agency or your own players? Because they just signed Cease as a free agent.
I think he can't officially sign though till the new year. Is my understanding? Is that correct?
I thought I read that he did sign, that it was signed.
I'm pretty sure just pending a physical right now.
Yeah.
So I'll give you a bit of a rundown here. Does it say? There's just talking about different dates. Tender deadline was the 21st. Winter meetings in Orlando. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, you can sign players now. So.
Okay. That's good.
So this could be a really exciting couple of weeks, basically, when it comes to the Blue Jays, when it comes to baseball in general.
They could just be waiting for a few other players to gauge where contracts are going to be, because there's a lot of free agents out there. It's a very tricky league, right? You've got so many players on each team and part of your organization. You probably got 15, 20 scouts at a time for each team out looking at whether it be major league players or prospects or unsigned players or people that have been drafted that have gone back in like because of the Rule 5 draft. There's lots of different scenarios. And I mean, there's lots of players probably coming up through the ranks right now waiting to see what other players are asking or going to get. And so they can, help pad their own negotiations too. It's the same in hockey. Often you see one player go and then you'll see comparative contracts after that.
And then they usually they have their draft in season, don't they?
Yeah, there's like two different drafts that they do. The Rule 5 draft is one, and then they have their actual draft. Yeah, I think it's like 2/3 of the way through the year.
Weird, yeah. It's such a strange process. I guess it's just because I'm so used to the NHL that anything different sounds weird.
It'll be interesting to see with Bo Bichette what kind of contract that he is going to sign, right? Like we've already got a $200 million or over two players that are over $200 million as I can't talk right now.
Yeah.
With obviously Dylan Cease now and with Vladdy.
He's that surprised.
Bo's expected. Yeah. Bo is expected to possibly get over $200 million in over 8 years. They're saying right now for possibly his contract. Like, as much as I want the Blue Jays to sign every star player, they're unfortunately not the New York Yankees. They haven't got a George Steinbrenner who has billions of dollars in his pocket. It's one of those things where they will have to save some money for some of the players they have in the team that are up and coming still.
Well, I mean. Shout out to Rogers TV for having us on, that's for sure. But we also know how much it costs, so we know how well they're doing.
Yeah, that's right. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very affordable. Well, please subscribe.
Speaking of affordable, fandom is not affordable these days, that's for sure. But when it comes down to it, like really. It's going to be a really fun new baseball season when springtime comes around. And it's not that far away when you consider the fact the Blue Jays made it to the World Series. So there's not a whole lot of time to build your team and actually make something of this offseason, right?
So early February is when the pitchers and catchers report to their spring training ballparks. February 11th by the looks of it. and then you have right at the end of March is the start of the regular season. So it's, I mean, you get into, we've got November, December, January. You've got 2.5 months, and then there's already players reporting to their spring training facilities. So
that's crazy. Yeah. Which usually for the Jays, the spring training is in Florida, right? Dunedin, Florida. Is that right?
Yep, that's right.
Yep.
See, I know a little bit about baseball.
I'm salivating at the fact that the Blue Jays rotation possibly next year is going to be starting with Cease, Kevin Gausman, Shane Bieber, Trey Yesavage, and Jose Barrios. Like, that looks
You really
killer.
can't say Yesavage, can you, buddy?
Yeah, I was going to say, he's really struggling with Yesavage.
Savage, whatever.
Yesavage.
He doesn't care.
It's like, think of it like this way. You're saying, you savage, Yesavage. Or you are savage, Yesavage.
Yesavage. Yesavage.
I think you're emphasizing the wrong letter in that name.
Yeah, a little bit.
But yeah, no,
all
I
in
mean,
good fun. All in good fun.
That is an exciting lineup when you think about it.
Yeah, killer. And then you got guys like Eric Lauer who are probably going to be re-signed, and if somebody goes down, like, he can easily fill in. It's a possibility Chris Bassett might go sign with the Mets, but he also said he'd love to come back to the Jays, and he'd be a decent relief man to join the team.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites.
As I mentioned earlier in our chat, I think that Chris Bassett's going to be looking for a paycheck, and I'm not sure the Blue Jays are going to be able to afford him. And the other slightly shocking thing about that rotation, although it's dynamite, there aren't really any left-handers in it. And I mean, I know Eric Lauer could fit in there, but he's not, unless someone's injured, he's not going to be part of that rotation. I don't know. And they don't have that many left-handers in their bullpen either, so I think that's going to have to be addressed.
Absolutely. Well, and that's what I was talking about with, like, trades and stuff, right? At this point, if you know that you're basically going to be a World Series contender because everyone's come together the way that they have, maybe it's time to start looking at maybe sending out some of these prospects for that kind of help. Because if you have a decent bullpen, you might be able to shut down, like, a team like the Dodgers if you get to the World Series again.
And they were not far off from shutting them down this year, even with the team they have. So, they're not that far off. I mean, if you can get one extra player, I think Cease is going to really help when you consider the fact that their biggest issue may have been pitching specifically. But, I mean, they came real close this year.
I mean, he's a hard-throwing right-hander, and his stuff is electric when he's on, and his strikeout ratio is very, very high. So when you have those types of shutdown players, like Yesavage is the same kind of guy with his splitter that... Sorry, Paul. But you know what I mean? And Gosman's the same. He's a strikeout pitcher too. So you have these deadly pitchers that throw hard and have this electric type stuff. It's definitely a green check mark, let's say that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, gentlemen, I think now's a good time as any to try this new game that Brandon was talking about with us off camera.
All right,
let's do it. So this is you're kind of pitting me and Paul together, correct? To, like, get this to work. Maybe explain it to the audience so everybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. There's no name for it or anything like that. It's just something kind of fun. What I thought would be cool is take some, sports questions and, like, movie type questions, and give you guys a question, and then basically you can just go back and forth with an answer until one of you guys gets stumped. Now, generally speaking, the questions are to a point where there's going to be multiple answers. So ideally, it'll go a while, because if not, I guess we're just singing to our audience after the game gets
And now there is a slight delay when it comes to how I answer versus how Paul answers. So there may be little pauses in between each answer, but at least we'll get something going here.
Yeah. So I've got some answers on my list, but obviously there could be some that you guys give that are off the board and that sort of thing. I just kind of came up with some of the major ones. The first question I have is going to be, name movies that only have one word as their title.
You go ahead.
So
and start,
whoever
Joe.
wants to go first.
Titanic.
Nice.
Up.
Ooh,
Ghost.
nice.
Backdraft. That is one word.
Yep. Nope.
Wow, Backdraft. Okay. Is that a movie?
Yeah, Nope is a
Yeah.
movie.
Oh. I
It's
don't
a
have it on
Jordan
my
Peele
list.
movie.
What is going?
My favorite, Inception.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you didn't say that one first.
I
pressure,
think
Joe.
I think I'm stumped. I think I'm stumped. Yeah, I think I'm stumped on that one.
Got any more, Paul?
Oppenheimer.
Well, yeah. Literally, he
Oh,
can name like
man.
100 Chris Nolan movies, and I'm sure
Yeah.
there's at least 5 that have one word.
Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys. I was gonna say. I'll give you guys some highlights here. Avatar, Gladiator, Unbreakable,
Yeah.
Split, Glass, Jaws, Frozen,
Jaws
Gravity,
would've been
Interstellar, Scarface, Shrek,
Casablanca.
Crash.
All right.
E.T.,
All right. We
Twister.
get it. We get it. We get it. We get it.
7.
I mean,
7.
ET is technically 2 words though. Like it's 2
hyphenated.
letters. Yeah.
It's hyphenated.
Anyway, what's your next question, Brandon?
Elongated. All right. Name NHL players that have scored 50 goals or more in a regular season.
Wayne Gretzky.
I'll start. Oh, never mind.
Oh.
Ovechkin.
Yeah.
I'm Austin Matthews.
Mario Lemieux.
Nice.
You said 50 or more?
Yes. It's actually quite the list. I didn't realize how extensive it was.
Pavel Bure.
That's a good one. I like that one. Timo Solani.
Ooh.
Leon Draisaitl.
I'm pretty sure Alex McGillney has.
Is he on that list, Brando?
I'm looking here.
He's got to look for quite a bit.
I have a lot of players on this list.
Yeah.
I actually don't see him on the list, but I think that he probably has.
I think he has too.
Not all the players are on this list.
No. I have to stick with modern for now. I'll go with McDavid.
Yeah, I was going to say that at one point. Dale Hawerchuk.
Nice.
50 goals. Didn't Rantanen score 50?
Again, I don't think he's on my list,
Okay.
but I'm not saying that he didn't.
Yeah. No, I think I'm wrong actually. What about
There's
what
a
about
lot of current players still.
what about Reinhardt?
He did last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not 40, but I'm pretty sure it was 50.
Steven Stamkos.
Yeah.
See, the hard part is not just remembering the players, but also remembering their names on the spot.
I think this one can go a while. I'm just going to chime in with a couple of weird ones as
Okay,
you think
okay.
about that. But
No, go for
like,
it. Go for it.
there's one here, Sam Gagner,
Yeah, that's interesting.
2013, 2014. Like, what?
Isn't it? With what team?
Really?
Edmonton?
Edmonton. Had to
Yeah, I would be at that time, yeah.
Wow.
be. Wow. 50% gone. Yeah, I would not expect that.
I'll give you a hint on a big one.
'Kay.
There's a player currently in the NHL. He's Canadian. Sure Hall of Famer. Older guy,
Oh,
I would
Crosby.
say now. He scored 50, and it was only once.
Was it Crosby?
He's only scored 50 goals one time, and it is Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, it's Crosby.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because Crosby's all
09,
about
10.
the assists, man. He's a selfless player.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an incredible goal scorer, but he's a selfless player. Makes sense.
Yeah.
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 Jerome McGinley.
Yeah.
Put that
Yeah.
I was thinking again. But actually, the guy I had in mind was a guy who plays with Ovechkin or played with Ovechkin, and I can't think of his name for the life of me. But
Is it Backstrom?
Yeah, Backstrom. That's what it was. Backstrom.
No, I don't think he ever had 50.
No, I think he's at
don't think
Siska.
so.
Siska.
Does Tarasenko have 50?
Not that I can see on this list.
Really?
How about someone who plays with Sidney Crosby?
Well, Malkin.
Malkin? Wouldn't be your answer.
It is, yeah, it is. I'm just trying to find out. And again, his was only once too, in 08-09.
Okay.
Okay.
That's actually surprising. I thought he had a couple of seasons where he scored a few like that.
You once played road hockey or floor hockey with this guy, Paul.
Oh, Danny Heatley. That's right.
Heatley?
Yeah, 05-06.
Yeah.
Wow. Also former
Same
Leaf.
era, you got a guy like Marian Hossa. Oh, Danny Heatley never played for the Leafs.
Oh, didn't he? No, he played for the Sens, right?
no.
Sorry. He played for the Sens,
Sens,
and then he
yeah.
played for Dallas, I think.
How about the father of two boys in the NHL brothers that currently play?
Kachuk.
Yeah.
Your favorite,
again, 96,
your favorite two
97.
players. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. How about Ryan O'Reilly?
That's surprising. That's very surprising.
That was with Buffalo, wasn't it?
2020.
Would have had to have been, yeah.
At that time, yes, I believe it was before he was
It would have been
traded.
before. Wait, what year did you say it was?
2019, 2020.
Was it 20?
No,
what
he
year
would
was
have
it
been St. Louis.
I was going to say, what year did the Blues win?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was that year. Yeah. Wow.
So clearly, just joining a new team, it sparked him.
Yeah.
Yep. What about one of the old school guys, probably still argued as one of the best goal scorers ever, in Mike Bossy?
Oh yeah, Mike Bossy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what
Actually,
about
he had 6 seasons where he scored 50.
Did Lafleur ever have 50?
No, but you're on the right track with the French guys.
Okay.
Well, you gotta include their trophy guy then, Maurice Richard.
Richard, yeah,
Maurice
Richard. I mean,
Richard,
literally,
yeah.
the trophy is named after him, right?
There's 2 guys that have had multiple 50-goal seasons that you guys haven't mentioned yet. One of them is an American. He played for the Dallas Stars quite a bit. He has 3 50-goal seasons.
Modano?
Mike Modano.
No, not Modano.
Oh, Brett Hull.
Yeah.
Brett Hull. His foot was in the crease.
This player has 4 50-goal seasons and is the first player to ever reach 100 points.
First player to ever reach 100 points. Like in a season.
In the 70s.
In a season.
In a season, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This season.
Yep.
Marcel Dion.
No.
I was going to say, it's not
He's
like Bobby Orr.
No. Famously a Boston Bruin. Was traded to New York Rangers.
Oh, no.
He's Italian.
Italian stallion.
I have no idea.
Yeah, me neither. Can't think of it.
Phil Esposito.
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 Of course. Famously, during the Summit Series, being interviewed, and by the way, that interview was at Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, saying,
Coliseum.
"I don't."
Yep.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know why these guys are booing us. We're working our butts off, blah 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 blah, and then they go and win the series. So,
Yep.
Esposito would have been a cool guy to have on your team.
Yeah, he would have. Yeah.
How about a player that's still playing professional hockey now? He's like 54 years old, and he only had 1 50-goal season, which surprised me.
54.
54, you said?
I
think
that's,
he's 54.
and he's still playing. Oh, you're talking about Jaromir Jagr.
Jaromir Jagr. Yep.
Former Penguin.
Anyway, I mean, this could probably go on forever, but I'll give you guys a couple more just randomly on this list if you want.
We still have some time here, Brando.
Rick Vive, Yvonne Cornway, Joe Nieuwendyk, John LeClaire had 2 50-goal seasons.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Crazy.
Our buddy Mike
of
would
Doom.
call him Milan Hedgeduck.
Yeah.
Patrick, how about Patrick Kane?
Yeah, Patrick Kane. Doesn't Forsberg have a 50-goal season?
Again, I'm not seeing him on the list.
That surprises me if he's not on the list.
Yeah.
He was a pretty good goal scorer.
Yeah.
Pretty sure Alexei Kovalev did.
Yeah.
Kovalev was on the list in 2000, 2001. Marian Hossa, Tony Amonte, Le Cavalier.
Yep. Vinny.
Our boy Phil Kessel.
Does what's his name? Does Martin St. Louis have any 50-goal seasons?
No, I don't see him on here. There's a player right now playing elite goal scorer in the NHL. He plays for an Eastern Conference team. He wears number 88.
That would
Willie
88.
Nylander?
Nope.
Well, 88. I can only think of Patrick Kane.
No,
but
he's
you
on the
already
list
said him.
though. He is on the list too.
Yeah, you already
Zibanejad?
mentioned him.
Nope, not Zibanejad. Plays for Boston.
Oh,
Tanner Janot.
no. I know exactly. Yeah, Pasternak.
Yeah.
Thank you, David Pasternak.
Yeah.
I kept having an M name sticking in my head. I was like M.
Joe Nieuwendyk, if I didn't say that, I can't remember.
You did.
I
Yeah,
think you did, yeah.
because it
Claude
reminded me.
Lemieux and Cam Neely.
Yeah, Neely, the guy who Vancouver let get away,
Yeah.
Chris Kreider a couple of years ago.
or Seabass, Cam Neely.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Rick Nash, Adam Oates, Pierre Turgeon, Steve Yzerman, Wayne Simmons.
Why didn't I think of Yzerman? He was my favorite player growing up. That's so funny.
Wayne
The
Simmons.
Wayne
Wayne
Train in
Simmons.
2011,
I
2012,
find that
yeah,
surprising,
with
too.
Philadelphia.
Wow.
And Brendan Shanahan only had one 50-goal season.
What about
And the other,
Sergei Fedorov?
I don't have him. Don't see him on here.
Strange.
Do you
Probably
remember?
the last really notable player, maybe.
Yeah.
Eric Lindros.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
88,
only one.
Yeah. Do you remember the
crazy.
number that Wayne Gretzky had for the most goals in a season?
9.
92.
That's
I
right.
thought it was 80. I thought it was 80 something. Anyway.
Can you imagine 92 goals? Oh my god. That's
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant total. I didn't realize you meant in a season. Yeah, that's
in a
incredible.
season, yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Keep in mind
Almost
back
100
then.
goals.
Keep in mind back then, like the goalies only played stand up. Like it was pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say I could score on anybody, but I mean it was pretty easy for players to score goals back then.
If you had skill, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like you have a hard shot and it's like pretty much 50-50 shot that it's going to go in. So
That's true.
yeah.
Different
I mean,
time.
the equipment was smaller. There's a lot. Yeah, there's lots of
different
factors for sure.
different time for sure. All right, Brando, give us another one.
How about a new question? Yeah. Okay. How
sounds
about name characters from the DC universe?
I'll start.
Superman. Oh, sorry. You keep saying I'll start, and I keep interrupting.
Superman. Aquaman.
Batman.
The Flash.
Nice.
Green Arrow.
Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Shazam.
Lex Luthor.
Ooh.
You say Lex Luthor?
Yep.
I'll go with Black Adam.
From the new Superman movie, Mr. Terrific.
Ooh. Green Lantern.
Supergirl.
You can include villains too.
I know.
You guys didn't think that way.
Zod. General Zod.
Doomsday.
The Joker.
The Riddler.
Nice.
Batgirl.
Robin.
Nightwing.
Nice. Nice. Good choice. Red Mask.
Ooh.
Red Mask.
What's his name?
Or sorry, Red Hood. Red Hood. Sorry.
I knew who you meant. Yeah. What's the guy I'm thinking of? Peacemaker.
Nice. Is it Deathstroke? I believe is his name.
Yep, Deathstroke. What's her name? Brain work.
I don't know that character.
I can see her face. I'm just like, what the hell? She's in Suicide Squad.
I know it, but I'll let you try.
I know I should know it. I'm a big DC person, but come on, Joe.
She's slightly named after a motorcycle.
Yeah, Harley Quinn. Thank you, Harley Quinn. Yeah. That's exactly who I was trying to think of. A pretty
Poison
obvious
Ivy.
one. Yeah. Bane.
Nice, good choice.
Ooh.
I like Bane. What's his face? Ra's al Ghul.
I knew you were going to go there because you were thinking Christopher Nolan. I was thinking like old school with like, with what's her name? Damn it, she was in Kill Bill. What's her name? Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
When she played Poison Ivy. You already said Poison Ivy, so I'm going to go with Two-Face.
Okay. Yeah, Two-Face is good. Lobo.
Ooh. Okay.
You guys are doing well. I love it.
Yeah, I can't. Hang on. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. Damn it. Oh, what's that guy's name in... I forget what the other guy's name is in Peacemaker, the funny one. You know the guy I'm talking about? Yeah. What's his name?
Yeah, I'm having a hard time.
Anyway, yeah. We'll have to call it. We'll have to call it on that one. We're quickly running out of time.
Did anybody say Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I think Paul did. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
How much time do we have?
We've got about 5 minutes or so. So probably time for one more.
Okay. This next one might not take too long, so we'll see. Okay. List me a professional sports team that are represented by a state or a province, not a city.
Colorado Avalanche.
New York Rangers.
Colorado Rockies.
See, what's funny, just stop you real quick, is that the New York Rangers aren't on the list, but it's kind of funny because the city they play in is Manhattan. So New York really should be on the list. So I'm going to judge, and I'm going to give it to you anyway, Paul.
Thank you.
Well, then you would have to also give the New York Islanders the same like rule.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, totally.
That wasn't my second guess, so you can say New York Islanders, Paul, if you want to.
No, I'll go with Arizona Diamondbacks.
Nice. The BC Lions.
Saskatchewan Roughriders.
Yeah. Really, any CFL team.
And no, because those are the only two. Those are the only two CFL teams.
That's true, actually. Yeah, that's true. What else we got? Let me think. No, actually, that's a city. Let me think here. What else we got? I can't think of any others.
Think basketball a little bit.
Yeah. Go ahead, Paul.
Oklahoma Thunder Or no, that is a city. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oklahoma City, yeah.
Yeah, Florida Panthers.
All right, that's a good one. I cannot think of any others.
I mean, you guys are dwindling the list down. There's not too many more.
Okay, can you give me a hint maybe of one that I haven't said out loud?
Sure. How about
You don't have to say where it is, just or like specifics, but you can say like northeast, west, whatever.
So what I'll say, how about Paul mentioned the Diamondbacks equivalent of this team?
Okay. Oh, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, that's where that is one. That wasn't where I was going, but maybe a hint for somebody else.
Carolina Hurricanes.
Actually, not technically. I don't think because there's
like
North
or
South Carolina.
South, yeah.
It
represents both, I guess. Technically, I would give it to
based
him.
in the States. Yeah.
Sure. Judge rules. That's good. Okay.
And is it Arizona?
How about the? Yep, there is one, and it is a hockey team. That's the best. I can't really help.
Well, the Arizona Coyotes don't exist anymore.
That is true. Okay, fair enough.
That's why I didn't say it.
However, where they
You're
moved
right.
to is also the state.
The Utah Mammoth.
Mammoth. Texas Rangers.
Boy.
Nice. There's only one other in the MLB, if that's helpful at all. And this same state, there's a hint, is also an NHL team that hasn't been mentioned either. Known as pretty much the most Canadian state. How about that?
I got nothing.
Montana?
Yeah.
How about the Minnesota Twins?
Minnesota Twins and the Minnesota
And Wild. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, we are
And the Minnesota
out,
Vikings.
out of
And the
time.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
They're very proud of their state. Yeah. I will say, gentlemen, this is our first remote podcast. It was a success in the fact that we were able to get it done, but we have reached the end. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. Hopefully this was entertaining for you. Hopefully you played along and maybe you did better than I did because I didn't do very good, but it's always a good time anyway. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me one more time for the Puckn Pod. My name is Joe.
My name is Brandon.
And I'm Paul.
We'll see you guys in the next one.